Hi, welcome to Planetary Calendars, Astro Portraits. I'm Ralph Dimitrios, one of the astrologers. This is part of our actresses who play action roles. We're looking for all these parallels that have really been quite fascinating. The actress this time is Jennifer Garner. Now, she's done a bunch of action roles. Some of her very first important roles were all action roles. Now, she's done other stuff as well, stuff that's very charming, but those action roles really do stand out. She has the sun in Aries. She's born April 17th, 1972 at 10 a.m. That's Central Standard Time in Houston, Texas. She has the sun in Aries at 27 degrees. Okay? Now, we normally look in these charts for the Mars-ruled signs, Aries and Scorpio, and the Mercury-ruled signs, Gemini and Virgo. And here she has the sun in Aries. Where's the moon? The moon is in the 12th house in Gemini. Okay? The Mercury-ruled sign. Now, not only is it in Gemini, it's conjunct Mars, Vesta, Saturn, and Pallas Athena, all in Gemini. So the warrior goddess, Pallas Athena, Mars, her physical energy, Venus, her charm, her Venus and Mars are actually conjunct within the same degree, and Saturn at 4 degrees. So she has that quickness that these actresses tend to all have. They all tend to be very quick to move situations along. And it's because when they're acting, they're part of a team. They have to be able to take instruction well, react well, and not hold things up. Not say, oh, no, I can't do that. I'm a little afraid. No, they have to get into it. The Pallas Athena is at 26 degrees, the moon is at 21 degrees, so she has that warrior goddess sense to her. What's interesting is that conjunct the sun is Vesta, which is the feminine archetype, highly elevated in the chart, in the 10th house, highly elevated in the chart. Conjunct Chiron. This is someone who's had some type of health issues. It might be headaches, it's something related to the head or to muscles. Mercury's also in Aries. So she has Mercury, Chiron, Vesta, and the sun all in Aries. So a major portion of her chart are in these Mars or Mercury-ruled signs. Okay? The only thing she has in Virgo, the other Mercury-ruled sign, is Pluto at 29 degrees. Okay? And but Pluto's generational. What's interesting is that she has Saturn in Capricorn. Jupiter in Capricorn in the 7th house, opposite her rising. It means her partnership would be very important to her. She would either marry someone who was older than her, because she has Cancer rising, marry someone who's older than her, or someone who seems older, more mature, and someone who's very successful, someone who watches out for her. What's interesting is that Capricorn is the exaltation position of Mars. It's one of Mars's 3 extrovert signs. Jupiter is that great athletic skill. So it shows that she's willing to work with a trainer to really develop the skill she needs to do in order to do these kinds of roles. It's not for lack of study. She studies this stuff. Now, in the 5th house, because she has Cancer rising, she has Scorpio. And what's interesting is in there is Sedna. Now, Sedna is one of these nodal points. So there's something about her sensuality that's a little bit dark. Something about what she enjoys. There's something a little dark about something, something intense, which you feel with her. You feel that beneath that wonderful, like Vesta and Pallas Athena exterior, there's a willingness to do intense stuff. And if you look at the roles she picks, especially these action roles, she picks stuff that gets pretty heavy. It's not lightweight. It's not Hobbs and Shaw fun. It's intense and it's heavy. But, with that Mars-ruled sun, that Mercury-ruled moon, the Mercury-ruled moon, Mercury, Gemini especially, loves to go boo, He loves to scare people, loves that quality. And she has, a stellium there. A stellium is when you get three planets or more. She's got, Saturn, Venus, Mars, the moon, and Pallas Athena, all there in what's called the Gogolon spot, that area right above the horizon. Now, it's in a different sign because the rising's at 4 degrees Cancer, but she has no planets in Cancer. So that Gogolon spot is really intense. She does not have anything in the Gogolon spot at the midheaven, though, her drive to be, successful was obviously there with that highly elevated sun in the 10th house. But in truth, it's funny, her midheaven in Pisces, in the 9th house, her career, what she sees as in terms of how she approaches her world, has a lot to do with understanding how to create a structured illusion in cooperation with other people. This is someone who really has studied movie making, really has studied her art. She really focuses on that. She really listens to other people. She seeks out really good partners to work with. That's really, to her, when deciding the role that she's going to play, who's she going to be partnering with? That's the important thing to her. And we've seen this actually in other actresses' charts too, that real powerful 7th house. The ability to partner with people. I think Kate Winslet has that too. Jupiter in that 7th house, she has that ability to find a really good people to partner with. And she really depends upon that, which the Aries sun needs. As much as Aries wants to do it by themselves, ultimately, to work at a greater scale, they have to partner with people. You can make a movie by yourself. You can't figure it's going to be very good. And the kind of stuff she does are these big, complicated things, different scenes and lots of special effects and lots of, sure, there's plenty of times when she's wired up and flying through the air. That takes a certain amount of discipline. Capricorn, Jupiter, the 7th house. Now, what's also interesting is that something we've seen a lot in actors, and we saw it, let's see, who else? In Angelina Jolie. This is interesting because Angelina Jolie and Helen Hunt are both Geminis with an Aries moon, right? And both highly elevated, right? And some right up in the Gogolon spot, and the other ones are elevated. Jennifer Garner is the Aries sun and the Gemini moon. They're two sides of the same coin. But she has the Cancer rising, like Angelina Jolie. She and Angelina Jolie are kind of like two sides of the same coin in that. They switch the sun and the moon. Angelina Jolie has the moon up in the 10th house and the sun in the 12th house. Garner has the sun in the 10th house and the moon in the 12th house, right? Both of them have the Mercury-ruled moon in the 12th house and the Mars-ruled sun, or the Mars-ruled body in the 10th house. So the Mercury-ruled planet in the 12th, the Mars-ruled in the 10th. Very similar. Very, very similar. Yet they come across quite differently. They come across quite differently. Probably because Jennifer Garner has the moon at the rising. She has the moon and the Vesta at the rising. She has Cancer rising, both at Cancer rising, but she has that, it's a more feminine energy. It's very physical. It's Mars is there, but it's a very feminine energy, where Jolie has Cancer there, but then she has Gemini right above the rising. And with Gemini, you never know kind of what you're looking at. Which face are you seeing today? Which person are you going to deal with today? That's the nature of the Gemini personality. So Jennifer Garner's chart is fascinating, a classic example of this proposition that we've been talking about in our series, and I hope you found it illuminating. Come see us at Planetary Calendar Astrology on YouTube, and please subscribe. It's a big help to us, and click that little bell so you're notified, because we put our new portraits up on Tuesdays. We put our new forecast for the coming week from the Planetary Calendar on Fridays. And of course, you can go to planetarycalendar.com to find your calendars, or, find your day planner, because you're going to want to know what's going on and you're going to want to be able to record it. So until next time, be well.